What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Bringing you another market pulse in the evening at this point in time. Today is April 9th, 2024. Bitcoin is at $69,205. We got a little SEC update going on with the Richard Hart ecosystem. We're going to be diving into that and more on today's stream. Also, when are we going to get limit orders to PulseX? Anyways, fun thoughts for everybody. I hope everyone is always having a fantastic day. Let me know if you were able to check out the eclipse yesterday. I saw some badass photos come through, folks. I saw some really cool freaking photos come through. And if anything, at the end of the day, even if you didn't see it, you still got to see some really cool freaking photos done. That stuff's pretty cool. So let me know what you were doing during that time. Also, what'd you have for dinner tonight? I'm very curious. We just had pizza. Pizza's one of my favorite dinners from a badass place that you can order pizza from. I completely digress. I completely digress, y'all. So whenever I was checking out the Bitcoin price, it was currently sitting at $69,079 at this point in time. At one point in time, as of yesterday, as a matter of fact, it actually ended up hitting a high of $71,748. A fam in the house that had pizza too after my daughter's tennis match. Today's just one of those days for pizza, isn't it? It just feels like a pizza type day. I don't know. I was having the craving for pizza as of Sunday, but one of my favorite pizza places is closed on Sunday. They're like Chick-fil-A, man. I'm like, what are you doing closed on Sundays? I had no idea. Guess I never tried to order from them on Sunday before. And I just had this really crazy craving and I got satiated today. So absolutely funny stuff there, A fam. I'm right there with you. What is your favorite pizza place as well, folks? Again, mine used to be Papa John's. We actually have a new pizza place that we actually go to that's local, and oh my gosh, it is a beautiful, beautiful pizza joint. What's up, Tam Tam? Guys, save the questions as well for any questions that you may have until probably the second half of the stream. We're going to be diving into that and a little bit more as well. We got Bitcoin hitting at $69,029, going down at this point in time. But again, as of yesterday, it did hit $71,748, as a matter of fact. And it has been just absolutely playing basically within this triangle, if you will, or this ascending wedge for quite some time. People are wondering if we're going to break out of it, if we're actually going to end up breaking away from it, or what's going to really end up happening. So if you just kind of look at it as of right now, this is basically what it's been doing, where it just wants to kind of play here in this range, in this region for a span of time. Usually, when things do like to break down or break up, usually it's about 60% of the way through the movement or the wedge at this point in time. And it looks like we're about that level at this point. So, which way does it really want to decide to go? We still haven't quite seen it yet at this point in time. Bitcoin halving is, in fact, in 7 days from now, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe, my bad, it's April 19th. So 10 days from now is when the Bitcoin halving is. And pretty crazy stuff going on with the Bitcoin halving as well. Nothing that's going to be like wild news or anything to write home to mom about. But again, it is a narrative that on average has tended to actually lead Bitcoin to have an average of about a 400% move over the cycles. And if we were to see a 400% move today, well, let's just kind of see what that math would end up putting it at. So 69,000 times 5 would be a $345,000 Bitcoin, boys and girls. That would absolutely shock everybody at this point in time, even with myself. Again, I have this estimate showing to be in the ballpark of about 242,000 on the higher side if it was to go up and retest this 4.236 level, which it has been known to do in the past. On average, it usually does end up testing out this 4.236. Last cycle and ended up actually getting pretty damn close, but it didn't quite get there, unfortunately, from where it actually ended up doing, whether it just be the market doing what it was or, preventing what it was at that point. So let's kind of see if we can draw this out and see how close it really ended up getting. But it was pretty darn close to where it actually got basically above the 3.618 level. And again, let's just kind of zoom on in here so that way maybe you can see things a little bit easier and a little bit clearer. But over here, this first line is going to be the 3.618 level right here. And you can see we basically broke above the 3.618, got really damn close to testing that 4.236. That on average has been where the market actually likes to just kind of stop. Okay. So when you're actually looking at some of these charts, you can actually see if I was to pull up this same exact item for the fib on this one, back from the previous all-time high to that previous local low, where did the market end up doing? Well, it way surpassed the 4.236 on this one, and it got pretty damn close. Looked like everyone was calling this to be the local top, to be that is, or to be the top at that point in time, which was around the $4,500 for Bitcoin. Going back and looking at that now, it's just kind of comical because you're never going to see the price of $4,500 Bitcoin again. I've said this in the past, but after the bull market goes and the bear market comes, usually you never get to see these previous lows again. And that is in true for any crypto that you are in, folks. So any crypto that you're currently holding today, usually when things hit a bull market and things tend to pull back down, you never end up getting those lows again. So keep advantage or take advantage of some price action before the bull market escapes you. Because at this point in time, Bitcoin has just kind of floated around here in this region, in this range, since about really, we'll say February. It really started at the end of February, right in this region, in this range, and it's kind of been bouncing. Which way it wants to go, who knows? But looking at all the data and all the details, it's actually pulling it all up right here for this Impulse MACD to show that it is still showing very bullish because we are again way up here on this Impulse MACD chart. Again, when things actually go bearish, it's when it actually falls below the zero line. We are still well above that zero line at this point in time. It's just a matter of how far does it really want to end up going this cycle and how far does it really want to take it. With that being said, Ethereum is also falling at the exact same time. Surprise, surprise. That's no surprise at all, folks, because this is what Ethereum tends to do. It likes to follow Bitcoin pretty easily and pretty heavily. Currently sitting at $3,510 at this point in time. And checking it out over here. Oh man, yeah, I'm reading the chat over here. I'm just checking out the chat a little bit early. Because y'all are some funny people, man. I absolutely love every single one of y'all. Again, if you haven't already, be sure to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button to the channel. If you're enjoying the daily content, it's always greatly appreciated. Let me just refresh this page to make sure we have the current updated prices on here. We did actually see the price of PulseChain go back down below the sacrifice price, 40962. We have the current price of PulseX sitting at 40383. Current price of the Ink token, $4.93. And again, current price of Hex over on PulseChain, right below a penny. Current price of Hex over there on Ethereum, currently sitting at 0.2 of a penny right now, with the ratio still being at 1 to 5, which is what it's been sitting at. We will be keeping an eye on that as well. Now you can see over the last 7 days, we are in the red still over here, and the last 30 days still in the red, and even in the last 90 days, just barely green. But what this means at this point in time, folks, is that it's still massive opportunities ahead. I've just talked earlier on many different occasions as to what I can see being possible. And if 100x sounds nice and appealing to you, then I would actually be taking a little gander at some of these tokens. I was watching a different stream the other day, and man, I gotta say, dude, I feel like we're definitely missing some stuff on PulseX, but neither here nor there. It's with all things take time and all that good stuff. Limit orders was one of those things that actually kind of slipped my mind at this point in time. I know we have some available on the PulseChain network. I would love for limit orders to become available over on the actual PulseX DEX, which is the main DEX where most of the money, if not all of the money, not all of it, but damn near most of the money actually flows into. You can actually see some of this information when you actually end up going to websites such as dexscreener.com. You can actually scroll on down and just see where the actual trades have actually ended up happening, where the main dexes actually show on top up here, with the current Pulse X dex sitting at $38.2 million of volume in the last 24 hours, folks. Whereas you have the next platform only at 9 million, at 5 million, and then going down from there, less than a million over here for the Spark Swap. By the way, guys, feel free to check out SparkSwap. They have a phenomenal bridge from Arbitrum over into the PulseChain network. I have a whole video detailing all this as well if you're kind of wondering how to get into the PulseChain ecosystem and really looking to save yourself some capital, because sometimes ETH fees can absolutely eat you alive. And we can see that today, that it's sitting currently at this point in time at 20 Gwei, which again, when you're actually transacting on the network, tends to be a little bit higher, because now you're $25 for a swap. To bridge, it's somewhat around $9 at this point in time. If you ever want to do anything on the Ethereum network, when the Gwei is up into the upper echelons of the 20s, 30s and higher, it almost becomes an unusable network, or it's definitely not user friendly. So there's a full video detailing how to go from your centralized bank to the Arbitrum network and then over into the PulseChain network using the SparkSwap bridge. So shout out to SparkSwap and the team for AJ Brockman and the developers, all the love as well. Now, again, this is not financial advice. Do whatever you want at this point in time. You should already know that. I think everyone has a pretty good gauge on that. But when I'm looking at some of these things, I would love to see some limit orders available. And my goodness, again, there's certain things that are going to come. And hey, whenever it ends up being here, it's going to be an absolutely glorious day. We have the PulseX price at this point in time currently sitting, well, where are we at actually right now? Because I believe we came back into the top 10. So Solana, which is actually outperforming Ethereum, which is this thing is going crazy on meme coins, y'all. Like if you look at the meme coin volume right now, like they damn near 90% of the actions over on Solana, and then Solana's doing the bullshit where 75% of the transactions are failing. It's just bullshit and garbage over there. But neither here nor there, they're outperforming Ethereum in terms of the volume, at least at this point in time. That's not quite correct because Ethereum's showing 2.16 and Solana was only 1.1 or 1.3. Wonder why they actually have Solana above. Anyways, kind of curious on that. What are your thoughts there? But we have Ethereum, Binance, Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, Optimism, Blast, Avalanche, and then PulseChain. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're in the top 10 again, folks. We made it. We made it back into the top 10 for the top 10 for PulseChain at this point in time. You can see some of the tokens that are performing. I'm not paying attention to any necessarily of the meme tokens because I think for the most part, they're all kind of garbage. But yeah, I just might be a hater and that just might be me. I'm not trying to play the whole I got to get in and get out of a token quick. I don't want to play that game. I've been there before. I've been stressed out. I've seen the mad gains where you can see a 10x in a week and you don't know if you need to sell it. And if you do sell it and it goes off and does 100x, you regret selling it. And if it ends up dropping and getting rugged, for example, you end up regret not selling it. And that regret is just a poison inside your brain and it just is a seed that gets planted and then it just continues to be a thing and then you start questioning whatever you're doing. I don't like that, man. It's not my style. I like holding particular tokens for a long period of time, especially if you actually did your taxes this year, folks, then you know that some of these trades that end up coming down within the PulseChain ecosystem or crypto ecosystem are all taxable events if not done in within a say IRA, for example, or other means to get it done. So if you did your taxes, you know what I'm talking about. If you actually filed for some of the trades. So I like holding the tokens long term. That way I don't have to pay the short term capital gains taxes and all that other nonsense that ends up coming around with it and a whole lot of other stuff as well. So we got PulseX, and again, for the folks who ended up doing the taxes, y'all know what I'm talking about, boys and girls. Y'all know what I'm talking about. We have PulseX currently sitting at 403827. Again, we've kind of bounced off this 0.5 level for the fib retracement that we ended up pulling on here. We are still below on the 9 and 15 EMA. We actually bounced off the 15 right here as a level of resistance 2 times and then fell below the 9 once again. And we are currently at the below 9 mark. Again, we were holding that as a level of resistance. We can see how many times you ended up testing it, which at this point in time, 1, 2, 3, and then it finally broke through, and then now it fell back down. Will we go back and hit another 1, 2, 3, or do we just break out? That is the question that everyone's wondering. And if you knew the answer to that, well, you'd be making a whole lot of money, I'm sure. But whenever I'm looking at the RSI on this one, at this point in time, it is showing that things are kind of starting to cool off. I know we were starting to see that little sideways action with a slight little increase with a higher high or a higher low situation going on over the last few days. We would love to continue seeing higher highs and higher lows once again, because at this point in time, we've basically fallen below these levels, and these are the last little levels of resistance before we start getting down into the 0.382 level, which is again at this point in time sitting around 4 zeros and a 3. So just a matter of how low does it go? How low does it go? How low does it go? We got PulseChain sitting at 409625. Again, with this at this point in time, it has pulled and it likes to follow very closely. So whatever you're seeing on most of the charts for PulseChain, for PulseX, for Hex, for the incentive token, they're all going to look pretty similar. Yes, there are going to be some that move faster than others. Yes, there will be days that others will outperform others at that point in time. We have compared these two before, as a matter of fact, to see the PulseChain ecosystem in comparison against the uh, Pulse X price. So when you actually are seeing the Pulse X price over here, you can just click on this little WPLS up top and you can compare it to see how it's done against each other. And at this point in time, it likes to stay at this like 1-to-2 ratio right now, which is basically where it's at. You can also see this a little bit easier just by going to gopulse.com, 1 to 2.5 at this point in time. So these are the current prices of PulseChain. This is a little bit of things going on, just a matter of really what's going on next. We would like to continue to keep on going higher at this point in time before a little downtrend. Again, pulling the exact same charts on this one as well. When we see the PulseChain price, we can see the stock RSI doing a similar pattern and a similar move as well. This is on the daily. So just an overall time of when to get it done. Now, if you have taken profits because the prices did go up, well, this could be a good time to start reallocating some of those capital and some of those profits if you are using them to actually reinvest back into more tokens. Because at the end of the day, all that matters is how many tokens you have versus how many tokens you have, whatever the price is in the future. That's it. And with that said, those are some fun data points over there. Now, people have been absolutely getting freaking decimated, y'all, over on the hacks, over on the liquidation side. So please, please, please be mindful about what you got going on. I seen a fake me the other day impersonating on Twitter, for example. And if you don't know, then now you know. But if you don't know, check it out, guys. X.com, you can actually go over here and see my particular profile right here. Again, ATX Crypto. If you look at the actual handle, it is all of it ATX Crypto with a O, okay? And then it is just one underscore. The little fake impersonator had a 0 over here, and there will be plenty of other fakes. They were actually having full on conversations with friends that I am personally actual friends with in real life as well. And so they were hitting me up, letting me know they're just having fun with the little scams on this one at this point in time. And anyways, guys, check it out. A little update on what's going on. We have a quick little dive into the epic showdown where Richard Hart stands up to the SEC crackdown on crypto. And if y'all haven't seen this already, there's a memorandum of law that RH put into motion and their lawyers or his lawyers, which is a motion to dismiss this whole SEC civil action case. This is a full-on breakdown of everything that actually ended up happening about it, because again, it's not just about money, it's about freedom and the future of blockchain. So again, I actually did a full little breakdown over here. You can actually see the very first thing that happened right away was they actually challenged the SEC's reach, arguing that it had no jurisdiction because blockchain is a global item. It is a decentralized process. It is around the globe. And so the SEC is definitely overreaching with their regulatory arm. Then Richard Hart and the team of lawyers hits back with the notion that Hex, Pulse Chain, and Pulse X were securities. They're considered to be security transactions under the US law. That's what they were trying to say. Essentially, he's saying the SEC is trying to police something that's out of its own league, folks. The easiest way to say it and to describe it, it's like trying to enforce skate park rules in the middle of the street. So again, I am a skateboarder. If y'all don't know, maybe I'll do a video one day of just doing some fun tricks on that as well. Maybe you got the good old kick flips and tray flips and all that good stuff. Been a while since I've actually been hitting like full on sets of stairs and all that good stuff, but my goodness, man. I remember back in the day, I would just see a set of stairs, pull over. I always have a board in the back of the car. You just hop out, get a little grind in real quick. Oh my God, glorious. Nowadays, I probably end up breaking every single bone in my body, and so I try to avoid doing stupid stuff like that for the most part, but I can still knock out a couple of the tricks as well. The SEC accuses Richard Hart of securities fraud, but Hart's counter is straight out of a courtroom drama demanding proof of deceit or wrongdoing. He's basically saying, guys, show me where you have evidence of the wrongdoing happening. Show me what it is. And it's their job to actually provide that document and those details. You can't come to somebody and say that you're doing this, this, and this, and then not have anything to back it. And that's exactly what the point of this whole thing is. The SEC doesn't have any ground to be standing on in the first place. They're just making up a whole bunch of shit. The core of the battle revolves around the definition of the investment contracts and whether crypto falls under this. Hart is challenging the traditional interpretations, arguing that engaging with Hex, PulseChain, and PulseX are just simply freedoms of speeches, folks. It's a First Amendment ability on this one because we have the right to develop, we have the right to discuss, we have the right to promote a blockchain, which again is just a form of the First Amendment, which allows us freedom of speech. So again, when you're talking about some of these things, it is what it is, right? With the plea to dismiss at the end, they actually, basically try to summarize it quite up. And again, you can go check this all out as well if you want to. There's a whole memorandum. I believe it's 42 some odd pages at that point in time. And they have a plea to dismiss the SEC charges. Hart isn't just fighting for himself, he's actually standing up for all of the crypto community against the regulatory overreach that is the strong arm of the SEC, folks. If you haven't seen it already, the SEC has gone and basically hit everybody with some sort of civil case at this point in time because they're just trying to throw spaghetti against a wall and see what sticks. Most of the time they're getting dismissed, most of the time they're getting settled, but we need this shit to be resolved instead of like letting this go to be what it is. So we'll see what the end of the day is. I don't think it gets dismissed based on the premise of all this information, which allows us to see this whole thing play out. Could it mean some more pain inside the prices? Sure, because people have weak hands and they just sell and they freak out whenever there's fear involved, whether it's trying to buy the green candles with FOMO or whether it's selling the red candles with FUD. That's going to happen over time. But at the end of the day, when you look back at these price charts, you don't really remember what was going on at that point in time. It was just a narrative of what was happening during that time. And for the most part, you no longer even talk about it going forward in the future. So this is just happening as of today because this just got heated or this just got put into place. And folks, this isn't just a legal battle. It's actually a rallying cry for the crypto community and anyone passionate about the digital forms of freedoms and innovation. So again, the outcome could absolutely set precedents for how blockchain ventures are treated worldwide. So again, stay tuned and speak up, folks. Feel free to check it out as well if you actually have anything. Got my boy Westcott over here giving a little salute on that. So appreciate that, my friend. And yeah, what we got going on in the crypto news? We'll be diving into some news. We'll be diving into the y'all funny, man. I'm gonna read the chat real fast because y'all are just y'all crack me up sometimes, man. All right, so let me see what's going on. Tam Tam, hello, my friend. Well, good evening, good evening. Regina's Pizza, I think it's regional, but it's amazing. Smash the likes, absolutely, a fan. Appreciate you as well. We will get limit orders on top of PulseX bull run, so people can't limit orders sell on the way up. Dumpers should be penalized. Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like limit orders should be a thing. Obviously, it's not, right? And obviously, it's available with other platforms, but I don't even like using the other things that are available out there on the other platforms because I don't trust them fucks. So it's tough, man. It's tough in that situation. Neither here nor there, I guess, at that point in time. But 100% agree with you. Dumpers should be penalized. They should have the ability to get it done. But I mean, if you're wanting to scoop up some good deals, you either have to do it on your phone, which I can't advise or suggest or recommend that anybody do, period. Because if you're away from the computer and the prices dip 30% all of a sudden and you can't have access to it, that's when people start doing stupid stuff like putting crypto on their phone instead of just sending it from their phone into a cold wallet. They end up keeping it on their phone. The phone gets hacked. Something stupid happens. And so I just don't like seeing people lose money. I think I showed it just a second ago on the hacks that have happened overall. And folks, there's a lot. There's a lot of hacks that commonly happen in crypto. So far, there's been 7.77 billion hacked, right? Like that's a lot of fucking money. Whether it be just through DeFi and or whether it be through the bridges. You can see some of the most recent ones that have actually happened again were over here, and you can see some of the names that happened and the amounts that they ended up happening for. So again, almost $300,000 over here, $11.6 million, $62.5 million, right? Like these are these are big numbers, folks. $26.1 million. I just don't like seeing people lose money, and this is another way that unfortunately people will lose money. Man, it kind of stinks in that regard. So I would hate to see it for sure. but it is going to happen. It definitely always happens. It's sad to see. Liquidations are going to be continuing to be a thing where people are absolutely love getting liquidated. They love taking these long positions. They love taking these short positions. And then they go fucking leverage themselves out to the tits and then they end up losing all their money. So usually when you end up getting stuff like that, you get other stuffs as well, where you get perpetuals and you can get longs and you can get shorts. And while that's somewhat available on PulseChain right now, it's not readily available at any point in time. So I'd rather not see that kind of stuff, for example. But limit orders, I definitely think could absolutely be a possibility as well. Limit orders, I believe, should be a possibility, but that's just my opinion and my thoughts. Tam, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Tin Top, what's up? What's up? What's up? I made some mac and cheese today. Dude, lol. Tin Top had a whole thing going on the other day talking about he had bought 5 gallons of mac and cheese, and Tam just, probably ended up getting that craving of mac and cheese. We talking about it on the stream. So yeah, see, that's on my menu for the next 6 months. Yeah, exactly. We didn't end up getting anything as well, so it definitely ended up happening. Too much fun. I'm putting mac and cheese on my pizza. I heard they do that in Cali. If you haven't done that before, it is fire. Putting mac and cheese on pizza, dude, fire, man. And again, the things you do whenever you smoke the green lettuce, oh my god, the devil's lettuce, if you will. Oh man, you can make some of the best food you've probably ever fucking had in your life. And it's so cheap half the time, right? Because you want it, you just need it fast, you need it quick, you need something, done in a hurry. Putting mac and cheese on top of pizza is absolutely incredible, and I highly would suggest if you haven't done it before, go check it out. Tam says it does. It does sound interesting. It absolutely is. Crazy the Degens chose Soy Lana over Pulse. Well, it's just the ease of access, right? And so, like, if you think about how quick could you get on to Solana if you wanted to? Probably pretty fast, right? They have it on centralized exchanges. They have the ability to get it over through pretty quickly. And again, what happens when you end up getting the money over there? It's a completely different thing at that point in time. But when you talk about the ease of access, so Jupiter was actually the one that actually ended up kind of getting me going on this one. So I think it was jupe.ag. So let me just kind of like pull this up real fast for a second. And this is kind of what I was talking about whenever I was seeing some of the benefits of like, damn, dude, if we could get that over on PulseChain, that would be freaking dope. But like, you can go in here, set limit orders. They have a DCA button. Yo, if we could get this on fucking Pulse X, that would just be fire. Fire. That would be so good. I do a daily DCA challenge. Again, it's called the Pulse Challenge, where I purchase $5 a day into Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex on Ethereum. I've been doing that every single day since September 15th. I would love for it to just be automated. Set it and forget it. $5 a day going into each token, run it for a year. And then you could like literally set it for how long. You can choose how long it wants to go for, whether it's 1 day, 1 week, 1 hour, 1 month. Like, this is freaking awesome. And then they have other stuff where again you can bridge in all that stuff. So like I was looking over here, this is pretty freaking awesome, man. I would love to see this done. Would love to see it done, y'all. I really would. Or I would love to see something like swap.cow.5, which is where I did majority of my limit orders whenever I would actually do my limit orders over on Ethereum. Majority of the time, it was done through here, and you can now place limit orders for larger amounts than your wallet. Partial fill orders will execute until you run out of the sell tokens. Fill or kill orders will become active. Like, I would love for this to become available for the PulseChain network. This would be so cool. This is where I did damn near all of my limit orders for so long on the Ethereum network. I still have a limit order in place because, dude, if Hex on Ethereum ever reaches 0.0001, or should I say 0.001, my bad. If the Hex on Ethereum ever reaches that price, I got $1,000 limit order at least to forgive me 1 million Hex per $1,000. That's pretty freaking cool. And I can just set it and forget it. And so if the price ever dips down that low, I don't have to try to run back to the computer. I don't have to try to make it back home. I don't have to try to do anything fast, right? The limit orders are pretty damn awesome, man. So I would love to see it over on the PulseChain ecosystem. Maybe that comes in the future. Ideally, it comes when the year mark hits. We're almost at a year at this point in time. We have roughly about another 33 days ahead in order to get the 1 year mark for PulseChain. But yes. So it is crazy the degens chose Solana over Pulse for sure. But in all reality, it's not that crazy because degens want to get in and get out fast, man. They need something like if you go tell someone how to get into the process of Pulse Chain, well, it's not difficult, especially if you do it at least once or twice. It does require a few additional steps, and so you can't just go, for example, and buy it on Coinbase and send it on through to your wallet. You have to go and send it to an Ethereum address or send it to an Arbitrum address, and then bridge it over, and then go from there, right? Now they do have the ability for some websites like 0x Coast, which I believe they're still working on a fiat on and off ramp. They ran into some issues with the lender that they were working with or the bank that they were working with. I don't want to say ran into some issues, but neither here nor there. Don't really care at this point in time. They had the platform available. I haven't heard anything else on that as well. So yeah, I mean, it's not really like too crazy because degens, dude, they want a degen, they want to get in quick. If you hear about a meme token, you want to go, how do I get that token now? That's what it is right now, right? That's literally what it is. South Texas Crypto says, but what if we bought the ATX token, right? Will that one take us? Will that at least take us to the moon? Lol. Yeah, so there was that day when I'm pretty sure it was like, I don't know, whoever made a whole slew of influencer tokens, but they ended up making a whole bunch of them, and my token was created, and I was like, "What the fuck? I didn't give any authorization for this, but anyone can create any token. Takes a couple seconds. Pain in the ass. Not really pain in the ass to stop anybody to do because literally it can happen. Then you put up some liquidity. Doesn't even have to be much. You can put $1 or something simple, and it costs pennies to transact on the PulseChain network. So pretty easy. That said, there were plenty of people who made a bunch of tokens at that point in time, and yeah, it was just kind of hilarious. Um, Zach Lewis. I don't really look at meme tokens, my boy. So I'm gonna have to say I won't be checking that token out, but I wish you the best of luck in the maddest of gains. Whoever ends up making that money, be sure to go about taking the profits as well. Right at this point in time, take the profits. Right. Tentop says, I'm with you, ATX. How can you not DCA the RH calm before the storm? Those people chasing shiny objects will repeat the lessons over and over until they learn. That's okay. Not everyone's going to make it, man. Not everyone's meant to make it. Hodl for sure, diamond hand. Meanwhile, in my mom's basement, I'm swimming in the vaults on Arbitrum and repositioning LP on Blaster Network. Lol. We all pretend to be ATX, but there's only one ATX. What he said. Too funny, man. Y'all too funny. Lord of the Ponzi, what up, my friend? What up, my boy? Dika mac and cheeseburger is fire. Yeah, that's Dick's mac and cheeseburger is fire. Yeah, they have oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on the freaking name of it right now. They have, I think it's called the Cowboy Burger, is what they call it. And it has mac and cheese, and it has a double cheeseburger, and it has jalapenos on there. Man, just talking about that, like burgers are my favorite food, no doubt. Like if I go to any restaurant, I've never been at before, damn near every time I get the burger, right? Because like burgers my jam. I absolutely love burgers. But yeah, dude, you get into a mac and cheese burger, oh, dude, fire, bro, so good. Solana meme coins are dying. The bots have crushed that market. The degens are starting to migrate out. FYI. Yeah, I mean the bots are absolutely wild on Solana. I mean, you can like literally bots are getting launched, getting created, they're buying up, they're selling. You can see all the bot activity as well. I think you can go to like birdeye.co, birdeye. Let me actually see if I can pull that up as well. .so. Yeah, this is another like another little finder if you're ever looking for just kind of like some details on a token maybe, or maybe that's something that you want to check out. It's birdeye.so, and you can actually go and find some gems on there. Now they don't have PulseChain on there, so don't really care too much. But if you are a meme coin trader at that point in time, that is something that you could in fact look at as well, because this is kind of one of those things where you can see all of these tokens getting launched, and damn near all of them are on Solana, right? Like all of these are on Solana at this point in time, and it just continues to be a thing and continues to be a thing and continues to be a thing. But you can dive into some more detail on here as well. You can actually pull up some information, whether it's pulling up items to see which ones have bots and which ones don't, and a whole bunch of other information. You can check all that out as well. If you are a meme coin player, that is definitely a site I would check out. birdeye.so. Going into the crypto news over here, we got the Grayscale account for Monday's largest Bitcoin ETF outflow. Former Ethereum advisor sues US for $9.6 billion over dropped extortion charges. Damn. Get them, guys. Shadow token surges 20% following Coinbase listing. Were we still playing in that Coinbase listing game? Like, oh my god, the coin got launched. That's like, if you're not new to the token if it's getting listed. Let's just leave it like that. Author Hayes, Bitcoin prices to plummet before and after halving. Okay. World Coin to remove iris code from world IDs upon user requests, right? Dbrid launches points program for decentralization and community engagement. Dubai issues crypto.com full VASP license. Actually, don't know what that is. So we're about to find out. So again, according to Soso Value, Monday was the most significant outflow for Bitcoin ETFs in over 2 weeks. Last week, Bitcoin ETF saw 4 days of consecutive inflows totaling nearly 700 or $570 million, driving Bitcoin's prices to 72,000. However, Monday's outflows caused BTC's trading volume to decline by 6%, forcing the price to retrace. Bitwise ETF saw the most significant single-day net inflow at 40.3 million. However, nearly $303 million was withdrawn from Grayscale's ETF GBTC. Yeah, imagine there's going to be there's going to be a day where Ethereum ETF is going to get approved, and Grayscale has a bunch of Grayscale ETH as well, folks. And so you look at some of that stuff, and they're going to be one of those same positions where they've had it for quite a while, waiting for the ETFs to come around. And then now it's just going to end up getting it done. Dubai issues crypto.com full VASP license. Dubai's Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority has granted the Virtual Assets Service Provider license to trading company crypto.com. According to April 9th notice, the crypto exchange has full authority to service institutional investors in the Emirate. There you go. Cool, y'all. Crypto.com is one of the first international operators to offer crypto fiat facilities in Dubai after satisfying their provisional conditions in November last year. Boom. Yeah, Dubai's definitely looking like a burgeoning crypto scene. It looks like it is the place to go if you are wanting to hold on to some of the additional money that you've made. Now, again, don't just go there just to save the money. I don't think that's the main reason why you want to go there. But if you turn into a little bit of money into a whole lot of money and you're looking for places to live, Dubai is one of the user-friendly places that has been treating crypto very nicely. And again, this is just something that could end up being a thing. Don't just move there, though. Go check it out. Go spend a month there, maybe 2 months. See if it's something that you would even enjoy going in the first place before you just pick up and move, where you see so many people do that. For example, moving to Puerto Rico, and yet they don't even understand the whole premise behind that. There's a regulatory watchdog issued 19 full digital asset licenses in January with 72 additional initial approvals pending complete issuance. Wow. I had a soundboard going on, but I checked it out the other day, and for whatever reason, I don't think the sounds came through. Let me know if y'all can hear this. Not that one. Let me know if you heard that. If you didn't, I wouldn't surprise me. I know I'm having a little issue right now with the little soundboard, so that's why I haven't been using it. I'm gonna do a little day where I actually spend plenty of time just testing it out on stream and doing some little fun play streams and checking it all out as well. Litecoin price alert: deep pullback could be next. U.S. Treasury warns Russia use of Tether to evade sanctions and fund wars. Coinbase to list Solana-based shadow token. Bitcoin demand will push price up, not the halving. Solana faces 17% price correction. Investors' optimism surges as $680 million worth of Link tokens near profit. What else we have going on in crypto news over here? Restaking the protocol, illicit actors are getting better at using crypto. Ooh, the illicit actors. And like the US dollar is damn near the main thing that people use for all the fucking crime. People's acting like crypto's the reason why people are getting away with shit. US dollar's the worst, where it actually has damn near all of it done in the first place. I was watching a little is it Friendly Jordy's video or something like that, or maybe it was one of the other partners with Friendly Jordy's talking about how can they launder money. And like apparently in Australia, it's extremely fucking easy to launder money in their little pokey games that they call them with their little slot machines. And that's just regular dollars. So you want to talk about like that shit. Get it done, man. Too funny, too funny. I absolutely believe this. Says Gen Z more likely to own crypto than stocks. I don't see why you would own stocks, man. Like you're talking about wanting to escape the rat race. You're wanting to make money on top of your money. Yes, crypto comes with extreme volatility, but it also comes with extreme price appreciation. It is the fastest appreciating asset anyone has ever seen, which is why Bitcoin doing what it does has surpassed everything with just the ETF launching, being in the top 20 of fastest ETFs ever growing. If you look at from where everything is in general right now, it's just performing faster and faster and faster than anything that's ever existed in the past. So yeah, Gen Z is definitely more likely to own it. 1 in 5 Americans own 42 or under 42 own crypto. I don't understand why you wouldn't own crypto. Again, if you were put, you're like, I believe in the Social Security and the 401k and the IRAs to get there, and I'm going to retire in 25, 27 years and 35 years. Like, fuck right off with that nonsense. Like, get out of here. It's well worth taking some risk. And I understand that there's risk in with everything. Crypto, you can lose all of your money. We've seen it happen so many times from many individuals, whether it just be a hack, whether it be rugs, whether it be poor security, poor systems. But again, like you could turn 10,000 into 5 million, lose it all, turn another 10,000 into 5 million, probably lose it all, turn another 10,000 into 5 million faster than you could turn 10,000 into 5 million in any other place, right? You could lose it 3 fucking times, screwing shit up somehow. And you would still do it faster than you could do it in any other system. So, yeah, absolutely. With spot either ETF fate uncertain, issuers seek leveraged ETH future funds. The Empire newsletter, How to Succeed in Crypto by really trying, by really, really trying. Guys, you just have to put your head to the ground and do your research and make sure you have a full fundamental analysis. Like, no, man, you just gotta give it time for real, for real. Like, put time on your side, man. Whatever it is, put time on your side. Um, yeah, Solana's cheap fees are turning out to be a curse for now. Solana is popular to its cheap fees, but it's become a little too popular. And again, it's actually causing fucking failed transactions over and over and over and over again. So it's like, even if you want to transact on there, you still can. And then they're probably going to shut down the network at some point in time. And whether or not they ever turn it back on because it's fully fucking centralized is completely up to them. Like there could just be a day where you could just lose all the money, get shut down. You're like, it always comes back on until it doesn't, right? Until it doesn't, man. There's going to be some stupid thing that ends up happening where it's like, oh my God, there was an issue with whatever it is. We just lost all the money on all the liquidity on everything. I don't even know how. Happens all the fucking time, man. Coinbase class action lawsuit gets partial revival. Yeah. Coinbase in February 2023 won its motion to dismiss the proposed class action lawsuit. I believe the only thing that they won at this point in time was the wallet, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but anyways, they still won something. Yeah, exactly. I have ETH Grayscale. That's what I'm saying. Like it's been around forever, man. Like when let me just type in when did ETH Grayscale launch? If I can type. I can't type right now. But Grayscale investment with ETH. Yeah, here we go. So this all happened. Doesn't even say a date. Okay. December 14th of 2017. So, guys, imagine this, right? Imagine this. Follow me here. Imagine you bought Ethereum in 2017. Whatever the price was, whatever was going on, whatever was happening, you bought it. 2017. Okay. So I'll just pull up the actual chart right here. So you bought it back here. You bought ETH back here, December 2017 at $500 or at $400 or even on the lower side at $1,200. But what if you bought it all the way down here where it was $79, right? $80 per ETH. And then you're just holding it during this entire time because you can't do anything with it. There's nothing that you can do. You couldn't sell it. You can't do anything. So you're like, fuck it. I'll just keep on holding it. And now you scroll on over to where it's at now, and it's at $3,479. And you're like, I bought this sucker when it was $80. And right now you're talking it's $3,500. Yeah, I'll take a quick 43x. Thank you. There's going to be so many people to sell. They got so much money on the ETH grayscale, man. They got fucking grayscale for so many tokens, and it's just a matter of time for them to get approved. And I'm right there with you. Rugburn 2222, Rugburn 222. Man, I don't know why I get that wrong, but anyways, hit the like, share the socials. Much love, my friend. Don't fade. I'll fade all I want, my friend. F-pause. Yeah, and guys, just FYI, there's all the tokens that got copied over from Ethereum over to PulseChain. People are making some money. If you are making money on it, go take your profits, y'all. You know what I mean? There's a good time where everyone starts talking about it. You probably want to go and take some profits, man. You probably want to take a little bit off the table. And if everyone's talking about it, then just expect a pullback. Keep it simple like that, okay? So just have some fun there. Have some fun there. Go get her. Echo. Hold up, y'all. Forming hard, unrelated, no one wants to go potty. Okay. Love you. Okay. All right, y'all. People really stood in line for that WorldCoin crap. Yeah. For sure. Roidium is their version of Uniswap. There you go. Before the coin is even available on Radium, it's already botted. Yeah, it's fast, man. It's fast as hell. It's so freaking quick, y'all. Like literally as soon as the coin launches, there's already bots that have been made, ready to deploy, ready to take action, ready to deploy capital, and it happens so freaking quick, man. So freaking quick. But guys, with that said, so much love to everyone. We got Wednesday tomorrow, my dudes. So shout out. We have the CPI report as well coming from the Fed. We're going to be checking out some different items over there tomorrow as well. But I hope all of y'all, as always, have a fantastic evening. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live